Savvy Tech Girl here. Today I am going to show you a little bit about the Mac preferences. Okay, so just to start off, I'm going to go up top here and I'm going to show you what version of Mac I'm using. So I'm using El Capitan version 10.11.5. Okay, so again, if you're new to a Mac, you can go up to the very top of your screen and you will see drop downs. The Apple gives you your About Mac, System Preferences, your App Store. So very quick sections where you can go log in and get to your main preferences. So System Preferences, I can click on the top left or I can go down to my icon. And let's take a look. So you're going to see that I actually have two screens. I have this nice purple screen here, and also in the top right hand corner you're going to see my second screen, which is over, if I can get over to it. This doesn't seem to be allowing me to at the moment, but that is my second screen, which actually allows me to use a pen and I can mark up on that screen. So let's just start off. General settings. Our general settings are for our appearance. Make what you make it look how you would like it to look. So we can change the color of buttons, or we can go graphite. So you can see that change to red and orange. I like graphite. I don't like to really see color. Highlighting colors, you can change it to whatever you would like. Okay, so again, your preference. Icon sizes, do you want them large? Do you want them medium? Do you want them small? Scrolling bars, so when you're on a page, maybe the internet, and you're looking at something on the page, do you want the scroll bars there automatically? Only when you're scrolling, always? I only like to see them when I need them, so I put to automatic. Click in the scroll bar to jump to the next page or jump to the spot that is clicked. So again, that's your choice. You can pick which one. Default web browser, Safari, Evernote, or Google are my choices. You may have others. You may have Opera installed. There's lots of different browsers. I like Google Chrome. That's the one I use. Ask to keep changes when closing documents might be a good idea. To check that off just so you do not lose any information, and close windows when quitting an app. Okay, so if you do not click that when you shut your computer down, it will restart everything that was running. That can cause a problem if for some reason your computer starts having an issue, and it may be one of those documents causing the problem, or applications. So what I do is make sure that the windows do close when quitting an app. I don't want them all restarting, and that could cause problems. So I have mine clicked to yes. If you like to start your computer up and be exactly where you were before, then by all means do not have this checked, and then it will start up and everything will be how it was. Use LCD font smoothing when available, so that just makes it a very crisp, clean look and feel. So there is just some basics under general. Desktop and screensaver. So our desktop here, I'm able to pick which color I want, and you can see right now I'm over here on my secondary desktop moving things around here. I can click on what kind of background I would like there, and I can also have a different background on my other. So I can go back over and I can come over here and I could pick whatever one I want over here. Okay, you can use your photos from your collections, you can use pictures, you can use solid colors, you can add, click on the add button and search. So it gives you lots of different options. Screensaver, not as important as it used to be. It used to be because we used to get what you call an image burn-in on a screen. A lot of screens now move every so often the image. You may not notice it, but it does. So that's something you don't have to do. If you'd like to see a screensaver, by all means, we can go in here and you can do a preview and see what the screensaver is going to look like. Okay, so the main idea with a screensaver is we don't want to get image burn-in, and like I say, there isn't that much of an issue with that now. Some people just like to see them. You can pick National Geographic. You could pick Arial. You can change sliding panels, how you want to see it, origami, natural, patterns, and then you can go to your photo library. You can choose a folder, whichever you would like. Okay, you can start 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, up to an hour, or never. I do not use a screensaver. I'm not sure why anybody would use it for 1 minute or 2 minutes, but anyways, your choice. You can set that up however you would like. The dock is what you see at the bottom. You don't have to have it at the bottom. It gives us position on screen, left, right, which takes me over to my other screen, as you can see here, and bottom. Okay, I like it on the bottom. You can change the size of it. Large, small. It's a little too small. I like to fit a lot on my screen, but might be a bit excessive. Okay, and then magnification if needed. So if somebody does have vision problems, you can use this magnification. Double click a window title bar to, what do you want to do? Zoom it, or do you want to minimize it? Minimize windows into application icon. Alternate opening, animate opening applications, sorry. Automatically hide and show the dock. So if I click on that, it's gone. I put my mouse down, it comes back. It gives you a little bit more real estate, as we call it. I like to see it. I like to see what's open. I like to see what's running. Okay, and then show indicators of open applications. You can see anything with a dot is an open app. If I click that, the dot goes away. Now I really don't know what is running. There is a key. If you hit Command and Tab, that will show you everything that is running. Okay, so I can hit the Tab key and it goes over. So that is Command and Tab, and that will show you all your applications running, but I like to see the dots so I know what is running in the background. Okay, and we're going to go back. Mission Control. Mission Control, it gives you an overview of all of your open windows, thumbnails, of your full screen applications, dashboards, all arranged in a unified view. All right, so automatically rearrange spaces based on the most recent use. So these are all defaults. I don't actually change my mission control settings. When switching to an application, switch to a space with open windows for the application, group by application, display separate spaces, and then you can have overlays as a space or dashboard off. This allows you to change shortcuts. So your keystrokes are here and you can change to whatever you would like. You can also create your own. All right, so that's mission control. Language and regions. So preferred language, English primary. You can add any language you would like by clicking on the add button. And these are all pre-installed, so you can switch at any time. Where are we? First day of the week. What calendar would we like to use? Time format, 24-hour or 12-hour. It also allows us to have keyboard preferences. So I have Canadian English, there's US, so they're actually both the same, but you could add more. You could see Australian, it'll give you different, the British PCs, Irish, so everybody sort of has a slightly different keyboard layout, whether they have pound signs or euros or dollar signs. That's where that differs. Okay, so I have mine set up for Canadian English. You can do shortcuts, changing them. You can restore defaults. Mine are defaults, but you can actually do whatever you would like. Screenshots. This area is, I use screenshots a lot. So if you like to save a picture of a screen as a file, these are the commands that you use. So you can create a screenshot, and by this I can do Shift, Command, and 4, and you'll see that I get like a crosshair. Okay, that actually gives me a screenshot. So that screenshot obviously is of nothing, and I'm going to move that to the trash. But if I do that again, Shift, Command, and 4, I can take a screenshot of this image. So no software is required with a Mac. It's a great thing to use. You can see that it has created a screenshot for me. It has put it in a PDF format, and I can then do what I want with it. All right, so I am actually just going to put it in the trash, but that's how simple screenshots are. A lot of operating systems, you actually have to have software installed. You don't need software installed, so these are your shortcuts for that. Services, everything has shortcuts. Okay, and you can zoom on, zoom off. These are things, contrast, increase contrast, voiceover. You can have these turned on, turned off, whatever you would like. And then import sources, text, so you can put your own. If I'm typing a lot and I put BTW, it's by the way, OMW, on my way. You can do whatever you want. Okay, and this tells me what my battery level is in my keyboard, which is a Bluetooth keyboard. I can go into my advanced settings. I can change the formats, separators, currency, every currency you can imagine, units, metric, US, UK, dates, times. So everything can be changed here, depending on how you would like to see it. All right, so that is our language and regions. Security and privacy. This is an important area under general. Login password has been set for the user. You can change your password. If you need to make changes in this area, you need to click on the lock and you need to enter your password. Okay, so now you can see it's unlocked. I'm allowed to make any changes I would like. The file vault. The file vault secures your data on the disk, but it encrypts the information. So encrypting it means it is not understandable to the human eye. It will be happy faces, squirrely lines, upside down letters, and you will not understand it. You will need your password to recover your data that is encrypted. So please, if you're going to encrypt it, do not lose that password. Okay, there is no way of getting it back easily. Obviously anything's possible, but please don't lose your password. Firewall, mine is turned off. I have a firewall turned on my modem. If you do not have a firewall on your modem, turn it on and you can go into your options and see what is allowed. Blocking all incoming connections. You need to be really careful in this section, guys, if you've got kids that are playing online games, servers, if they're downloading things from torrent sites, they're opening up ports. Please remember this can be dangerous. You don't want people connecting to your computer, so you can actually block all incoming connections. I have a firewall already turned on, so I don't want two on. And then privacy settings, so your location services, your contacts, your calendars, your reminders, your accessibilities, and your diagnostics. Okay, so that's just an area where you can go in and how much information do you want to send to Apple, if any. We can go under advanced. I can log out automatically after let's say 30 minutes. I think probably 15 minutes is a good amount of time if nobody's used a computer in 15 minutes. Require a password to get back in. And then we can say OK. And then I'm going to click that. It's locked. Changes have been accepted. All right. Spotlight. So Spotlight is just setting up when you do a search, where is it going to search? And this tells you that it's searching every folder, every file by default. I can click up here. If I do a Spotlight search, it's going to look through presentations, spreadsheets, PDFs, music. It will look everywhere. You don't have to have all these selected if you would rather not, but it makes it a little easier to find things, because if you don't have something clicked on and that's what, maybe it was a contact name and contacts wasn't selected, it'll be hard to find. So your Spotlight is in the top right. It's this magnifying glass here. And then you just type a search, and if I were to type invoice, right, I get all my invoices that come up. Okay, So that's simple, and we can go back. Notifications. Notifications are information just like on your phones, just like on your tablets. Do you want to see them sliding in from the right? Do you want to see banners, alerts, none? And here you can make your changes. All right, so Messenger, I like to see alerts coming in, when, you can pick when. Maybe you don't want to see them. You can have Do Not Disturb from 11 till 7 a.m. Allow repeated calls, right? So things like that. And then let's look at displays. So I do have two displays. You can see I have this HP 25Xi. I also have this DTF 521. They are both separate. Okay, so I can do whatever I would like on each of them. My DTF is actually one where I can draw on the screen and mark it up and put information on there. So I can go here, and then I can also come back over to my main screen, which is an HP 25Xi. Again, I can then move my windows around. So where do I want it? This side, that side. Okay, mirror displays. Do I want to see the same on both? I do not want to see the same on both. So I'm going to turn that off. I like to have separate things on each one. And air display, if I have my AirPlay set up on my phone, on my Apple device, and I am on the same Wi-Fi as my Apple computer, I can actually share my screen on my phone to my computer. Okay, so that is just a way of sharing my display if I needed it for something. It's an easy, quick way of getting my phone onto my screen. So that's our display. Energy saver. And obviously computer, when does it go to sleep? 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you can change that. You need to click, you need to enter your password. Okay, they don't like you making these changes without a password, so just make sure you lock it up after. Wake for network access, start up automatically after a power failure. These are things that you can change. You can go into schedule, you can start when you like, start up or wake it up at a certain time every day, sleep at a certain time every day. Good power saving options. Put your hard disk to sleep when possible. Wake up for network access, so things like that. Wake up for network access is good if you have a network set up in your office or at home, and you want to wake up that computer when it's time to access the files. So just make sure that that's checked off if you're using it in a network environment. And then we click for the changes. Keyboard we've looked at, so that's already something that we have done. And the mouse, so mouse obviously tracking speed, scrolling speed, double clicking speed, how fast are people at double clicking. You can set up a Bluetooth mouse. I do have a Bluetooth mouse here. I don't know if the battery is any good. I can turn it on just to see. It probably is not. Didn't find it, so obviously, no, the battery's kaput. So I can just go back. But if you do have a Bluetooth mouse, you can set it up right there. Trackpad, same thing. I do not have a trackpad set up. If I did, it would search for it and it would allow me to calibrate it. Printers and scanners. Shows me the printers I have. If you want to make changes, click on the lock. You can add new ones. Networking, you can go into your sharing preferences. Scanner, obviously, same thing. So it tells you what printer it is, and you can go into all your sharing preferences. Remote login. So what you want to allow it to do. Internet sharing, remote Apple events. Okay, so that's your printers. And then your sound. So I have different microphones. I have different cameras. They have microphones built into them. So this is where I can actually set up those, your sound effects. So you can come in here, the sound effects that you hear when a noise, when an alert, when you get an email, that type of thing. So you can set that up. your output volume, your alert volume. You might want that a little bit lower, right? You can mute it, outputs, and you have an input. So an output, I have headphones, and then I have another speaker device. And then inputs, I have my microphones and my cameras, and they have built-in microphones. Okay, so the cloud obviously is your iCloud information. People get a little bit confused with iCloud. If you're using this computer for separate people, you need to make sure that you set up different iCloud accounts, guys. I'll go into that on a different day and time, but you need to make sure that each individual has an iCloud account. Otherwise, you're going to get cross emails and it's going to get confusing. So that is your iCloud account. Internet accounts, what internet accounts do you have? Do you have Google? This will track everything for you. It'll keep your emails coming in. You can add your Facebook account, right? So I can put my Facebook account information in there, my Twitter account. So Savvy Tech Girl, and then I can put my password in there. Okay, so I can authorize this to show that information, and it'll automatically log me in, right? The same as my Google. I can also come in here. I can add more if I have it. LinkedIn, say Facebook. So it's just a way to be logged in all the time. It just makes things a lot easier instead of having to keep going back in, logging out. Extensions. So extensions are maybe things that are needed from different apps that are on your computer. So you can see they've been installed as the applications have been installed. So not something you really need to go into. Network, if you have a home network set up, these are your network connections. So Wi-Fi, turn Wi-Fi on and off. What is the Wi-Fi name? So again, you're going to have to put a password in here to make any changes. All right, and then these are Wi-Fi's that I have around. I have a sports camera that I can turn on. The battery's still good, probably is, lasts forever. It's a GoPro. So again, I can actually connect to the Wi-Fi on that GoPro, and it's telling me that information here. Okay, I'll do that. And then I can just cancel to get back out of that. So this shows you if you're hardwired in, are you using FireWire, Bluetooth, what are you using, bridge connections. And we come back out. Bluetooth, so what Bluetooth devices do we have? It will show us, obviously I have my keyboard, and that's the only Bluetooth device I have currently. Sharing, we can set up sharing. Who do we want to share with? What do we want to share? Do we want to share internet, Apple, remote, login, file sharing? Just be careful in this section. You really need to be careful when you are sharing, who you're sharing with, who you're opening up your device to on the network. Okay, users and groups. We know that, so I am Savvy Tech Girl, I am the user on here. I can add multiple users, so I need to, again, put my password in. Okay, if I would like to add guests, I do have guest enabled, so if somebody were to come over and need to use my computer, log in as the guest, I do not allow them to connect to shared folders. You can if you would like. When the guest logs out, the files are gone. Okay, those files do not stay on your system, which is kind of nice. All right, login items. This is what comes up when I log in. The only thing I have come up is application, Google Drive, right? And then you can hide them or show them. Okay. Parental controls, pretty interesting one. I don't have any parental controls set. If we would like to, again, password needs to go in. Manage parental controls. So I would need to turn them on. I would give them a name, and then I would give it an age, as you can see. So I have that choice of saying, you know what, maybe it's going to be for 16 and over, whatever age I want. So let's say 17 over. But 4 and over, we could name it something. This will be used as the name of your home folder. So we could call it kids password. We would put a password on there, verify the password, and then we would create a new user with that age group. And at that point, you can create what the kids. There's parental controls set up automatically for certain age levels. So that will give you a starting point. I think it's a great idea if you have kids to set that up. The App Store obviously is anything that you have downloaded on the App Store across all of your devices. So if you want everything from your phone onto your Mac computer, you can automatically do that. I do automatically check for updates. I download newly available ads, updates in the background. I install app updates. I don't automatically install operating system updates. Sometimes there's issues with that. I prefer to make the decision when I do that. Okay, and so dictation and speech, so text to speech, system voice. It's not saying anything. Bruce. Text to speech, I must have my volume turned down. But speaking rate, no, my volume is turned up. So text to speech, dictation. So dictation I have turned off. You can see my microphone level though. That's picking up as I just talk here. And then the gives you the option for text to speech. So if somebody is has an impairment, you're able to put this on so it's a lot easier for them and they can hear things. Date and time, we've already set that up. It's an automatic. So I set that up automatic to my time zone. Pick the time zone I'm in. Obviously, closest city, it says Burlington, Canada. And then the clock, I like digital. You can have analog if you like, but I do like a digital clock. And show the day of the week, show the date. That's kind of nice actually. You can announce the time on the hour if you wanted. But I don't do that, so. Okay, so that gives you announce the time on the hour, but we won't do the announcing the time. Okay, startup disk. I only have one disk set up in this computer. If I have multiple disks, it would show those disks. If I had it partitioned, it would also show those disks. So you don't really need to worry about any of this. This would be a separate video that I would put together for a startup disk. Time Machine. Time Machine is our backup. I have this one turned off. I do have a Time Machine turned on my other Mac laptop. It does keep hourly backups for the past 24 hours. For the month, weekly backups, and it just makes sure everything, if your machine crashes, you restore from a Time Machine backup. It does slow things down, guys, so if you're running that, is doing a backup in the background, it can get a little bit slow. And then we have accessibility, so you have your voiceovers, your zoom, your display, using grayscale, so you can see that, change that to black and white. Reduce transparency, increase contrast, just different things between zooming in, zooming out, descriptions, play audio descriptions when available. So again, that would be for people that have impairments, subtitles. You want them to look larger, smaller, how they look, and you're hearing your audio. So just gives you the option, if you want to show the accessibility status in the menu bar, just click on and then you will get it put up into your menu bar. Okay, I don't need to show mine, so I turn it off. So that's just a very quick, although it was a 30-minute video, very quick system preferences for the Mac. Okay, if anybody needs me to go into detail in any of these sections, please just put a message in the comments. and I will put something together for you and explain it in more detail. Probably things like time machines, startup, disk, users and groups, parental controls. They could probably be their own videos that I could put out. But if you guys would like to see that, please let me know. Please put comments in the comments section, and please like the video and share it. You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/SavvyTechGirl. Obviously, you can get me on Twitter @SavvyTechGirl. My website is savvytechgirl.com, and I'm on YouTube, so check me out on Periscope as well. So join Twitter, follow me @SavvyTechGirl, and you can watch my Periscope. So I hope that helped. I hope it gives you a little bit of a summary of how to use the system preferences in the Mac, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Thank you, everybody.